Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're doing something really cool. We're going to show you how simple lines of text, code, can be transformed into a vibrant visual world. We are, quite literally, going to draw with commands.
You ever look at a graphic in an app or a game and just wonder, how did they make that? How do you go from a blank screen to a complete picture like this one? Well, today, we're going to answer that question. We're going to build this entire scene step by step, starting from nothing.
Okay, first things first, every artist needs a place to create, right? A canvas. Well, in the coding world, it's pretty much the same thing. Our digital drawing space is also called a canvas, and it's where our whole world is about to come to life.
So what is a canvas, really? Just think of it like your digital sheet of paper. It's a graphics window, a blank slate, and it is the absolute foundation for everything we're about to build.
And how do we make one? You're going to love this. It's just one simple command. This one line of code basically tells the computer, hey, give me a canvas. And just like that, a white window pops up on our screen, 200 by 200 pixels. That's it. We've laid the foundation. But you know, a plain white square is kind of boring, isn't it? The really cool part is that we can customize our canvas right from the get-go. By adding just a few details to our command, we can set the width and height, change the background color to a nice sky blue, and even give our window a title. Bam! Instantly, we've set the scene.
All right, we have our sky, but an empty sky is, well, it's just empty. So now for the fun part. Let's start populating our world with some shapes, adding some color, and putting them exactly where we want them.
Every good scene needs a sun. To make one, we just use a command, to create a circle. This line of code makes a circle in the computer's memory, one with a radius of 30 pixels. As simple as that.
But here's a really important step. Just creating the circle doesn't actually make it show up. We have to explicitly add it to our paper, our canvas. This command does exactly that. And by default, it just plops our new sun right in the top left corner.
Okay, so our sun is in the wrong spot, and it's the wrong color. Let's fix the color first. This command is super straightforward. It does exactly what it says. It fills our circle shape with a bright, sunny yellow. And now for the final touch, getting it in the right place. The key thing to get your head around here is how computers see coordinates. The top left corner is always position 0, 0. So when we tell our sun to move 250 pixels to the right and 50 pixels down, it lands perfectly in our sky. And that little sequence illustrates the basic workflow for everything. You create a shape, you add it, you color it, and you position it. Doesn't matter if it's a circle for a sun, a square for a house, or a custom polygon for a tree, the process is exactly the same. These are your fundamental building blocks. So we can add shapes. Awesome. But what happens when things get a little more crowded and our objects start to overlap? Well, that's when we run into a new challenge. How do we manage what's in front and what's in back? Let's say we draw our house, and then we add the grass. By default, the last thing we draw appears on top. So the grass ends up covering the bottom of our house. That's not what we want at all. To fix this, we need to take control of the front to back order of our objects. And we do that using a property called depth. Every object has a depth value, and the rule is super simple. A smaller number means it's closer to the front. So our house has a default depth of 50. By giving the grass a bigger depth number, say 75, we're literally pushing it behind the house. It's just like stacking pieces of paper. All right, we figured out depth. Now for another magic trick. How do you group a bunch of shapes together so they act like one single object? I mean, think about a car, right? The body, the wheels, they're all separate shapes. Trying to move each piece individually to make it drive across the screen would be a total nightmare. The solution is something called a layer. You can think of a layer as a container that groups a bunch of shapes into one thing. The best way to picture it is like a clear sheet of plastic. Imagine drawing the car body and wheels all on that one sheet. Now you can just move that entire sheet around, and all the parts move together perfectly. So here's how that works in practice. First, you create a blank layer. Then you add each individual part, the tires, the body, you add them to that layer. Once all your parts are grouped together, you can move and position that entire layer as one single unit. Then you just add that finished layer to your main canvas. It's an incredibly powerful way to build and manage complex objects. So let's just take a step back and see how this all fits together. These individual ideas are really the key to unlocking all your own creative potential.
Let's recap our fundamental toolkit. We started with a canvas. That's our window to the world. We filled it with shapes, which are objects and characters. We brought them to life with position and color. We created an illusion of space using depth, and we built complex things with layers. With just these 5 core concepts, you now understand the fundamental logic to create pretty much any 2D graphic you can think of. We started with literally nothing but a blank screen, and we built an entire scene from scratch. You've seen how just a few simple commands can build a picture, and it proves that a blank canvas is never really empty. It's just an invitation to create something amazing. So now you've got the building blocks. The only question left is, what world will you create?